Every few years, the headlines start talking about recession. Markets become volatile. Companies announce job cuts. People start spending less. Then everyone begins asking the same question. Are we heading into a recession? The good news is that recessions rarely happen overnight. The economy usually leaves warning signs first. In the next 8 minutes, I'll explain what a recession really is, the 7 warning signs economists watch, and why recognizing them early could help you make better financial decisions. This video is for educational purposes only and shouldn't be considered financial advice. Always do your own research before making investment decisions. So what actually is a recession? In simple terms, a recession is a period when the economy slows down, businesses produce less, consumers spend less, companies hire fewer workers or lay people off, and overall economic activity declines. Economists describe a recession as a downward phase of the business cycle, marked by falling production, employment, income, and consumer spending. You've probably also heard people say that a recession is 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth. Let's break that down. A quarter is simply a 3-month period. There are 4 quarters in a year. GDP stands for Gross Domestic Product, which is simply the total value of all the goods and services a country produces. If GDP falls during 1 quarter, the economy has shrunk for those 3 months. If it falls again during the next quarter, that's 2 consecutive quarters of falling GDP. You'll often hear this described as 6 months of economic decline. However, that's only a rule of thumb. It isn't the official definition. Economists also look at employment, income, production, and consumer spending before deciding whether an economy is in recession. So what are those warning signs? One of the clearest warning signs is rising unemployment. When businesses expect slower sales, they usually stop hiring first. If conditions continue to worsen, some companies begin laying off staff. As more people lose their jobs, household incomes fall. That usually means people spend less, slowing the economy even further. Consumer spending drives a large part of most modern economies. When households become worried about the future, they often delay major purchases. Cars, furniture, holidays, home improvements, restaurants become quieter, retailers sell less, businesses begin earning less revenue. Businesses respond as well. They may delay opening new stores, cancel expansion plans, reduce hiring, or postpone buying new equipment. When thousands of businesses make these decisions at the same time, economic growth slows even further. Let's look at a real example. The 2008 recession didn't happen overnight. It was triggered by the collapse of the US housing bubble and the subprime mortgage market. Subprime mortgages were home loans made to borrowers with a higher risk of not being able to repay them. As house prices stopped rising and began falling, more homeowners defaulted on their mortgages. Banks suffered huge losses. Confidence collapsed. Lending slowed dramatically. Then, in September 2008, one of the world's largest investment banks, Lehman Brothers, filed for bankruptcy. Its collapse sent shockwaves through global financial markets and intensified panic around the world. Businesses cut investment, companies reduced hiring, unemployment rose, consumers spent less, stock markets fell sharply. Notice how almost every warning sign appeared together. That's why economists don't rely on just one measure like GDP. They look at the bigger picture. Housing is often one of the first sectors to weaken. Higher interest rates and economic uncertainty reduce demand. Fewer homes are sold. Construction slows. Building approvals decline. Because housing supports many other industries, a slowdown here affects much more than just home buyers. Factories produce goods because they expect people to buy them. If demand starts falling, production slows. Businesses reduce orders. Factories produce less. This helps economists measure whether demand across the economy is weakening. Confidence matters. If people believe difficult times are coming, they often spend less and save more. Ironically, that behavior can slow the economy even further. That's why economists regularly measure consumer confidence. The stock market doesn't cause recessions, but investors constantly try to predict the future. If they expect company profits to fall, share prices often fall before the economy officially enters recession. Not every market decline leads to a recession. But when weaker markets appear alongside the other warning signs we've discussed, economists pay much closer attention. Let's recap the 7 warning signs. Rising unemployment, consumers spending less, businesses cutting investment, housing slowing, manufacturing declining, consumer confidence falling, financial markets weakening. But together they help build a picture of where the economy may be heading. Understanding these warning signs won't allow you to predict every recession, but they can help you understand what's happening, avoid unnecessary panic, and make better financial decisions. In another video, we'll look at how you can prepare for a recession and the opportunities that can emerge during one. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it really helps the channel.